Hey gang, AV here, and welcome to my Sideshow Christmas Countdown Part 2. And today we're going to be having a look at Indiana Jones. Now, before we get to the figure, we're going to have a look at his packaging. So I'm going to sneak into the shot real quick. Pull the box up. And this is the box. It's got a front. It's got a back. It's got two sides, top, bottom, and a magnet-held gatefold cover where you'd have the two item trays and a whole bunch of stuff to read. Speaking of the item trays, I'll grab them for you and show you all the stuff he comes with that I don't currently have on the figure itself. First item tray we got right here. You've got an alternate head, the sandbag he used from Raiders of the Lost Ark, two alternate hands. These are closed fist gloved hands, and that back there is the bag that was holding his base. This item tray, you've got the hat, you've got a posable whip. It's got a wire inside. Looks decent when you pose it right, but it takes a little bit of time to actually get it to look like it's in a natural snapping pose. But it takes some time, but it does look good when you take that time to make it look right. He's got four additional hands, two closed fists and two open, one with the trigger finger, and then he's got the golden idol down there. Good stuff. So, now his Indy's accessories. Slide the figure up. Give it a good 360. Alright, from top to bottom, this is a permanently attached hat to this particular head. That's why it comes with two heads, so that you can have the hat permanently attached, or you can have, the one with the loose hat. It's got his leather jacket, which actually has an inseam, very cool, a lining. He has got his open shirt here. He's got a single button right here that you can pull open. He's got the strap for his satchel. He's got the two belts, the one holding his pants up, and then he's got his other belt holding his whip and his revolver. Speaking of revolvers, there's the jacket's in the way. But there it is. I'll take that out in a second. Pants. Boots. Good stuff. Oh yeah, and the coiled whip. This whip is actually sculpted in that shape, so you don't actually have to coil it yourself. And it's held in place by a little magnetic strap right there. Very cool. Posability is pretty decent, all things considered. I've got him in a pretty natural looking but dynamic pose. This particular gun is a little tricky to get in and out of his hand, but as you can see, possible. Bring it up close. Now, as usual with Sideshow stuff, this thing, you can actually cock it, and it has a little clip, removable clip with a round in there. Very cool. Very cool stuff. And the revolver, take that out of his holster there. Good stuff. And you guessed it, the little wheel comes out. I don't know if you can see that, but there are painted bullets inside the revolver. Focus. Neat, very neat. Oh, and the hammer. The hammer on the gun also goes back. How cool is that? Alright. Very good stuff. This can also fit in his hand, and his trigger finger is sculpted so that it accommodates the gun. Very good. I'll stick this in here. And the holster does have a little strap so you can close it. This one's a little tricky though, so you gotta get the knob in there just right. Alright, let me bring the figure up close so you can get a good shot of him detail wise. Good stuff. I mean, even his boots. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. That was my Sideshow Collectibles Indiana Jones figure. In closing, let's go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, it's got to be the detail, his likeness. I mean, costume looks great, the items are awesome, and it's a dead ringer for Harrison Ford if you ask me. I mean, that's a great sculpt on it. The bad, there were some issues with his posability. I'll get into that. Like some of his articulation is good, but his joints were really loose out of the package. Like his legs are just, I mean, look at that. I opened this figure up brand new right before this video. I didn't play with it at all, you know. And that's way too loose. If it wasn't for the stand, he'd never stand up on his own. And he's got double jointed elbows, but only one joint decides to work. The other one's too damn stiff. And because this is like the Type 1 body, I believe, because this is an older figure, the Type 1 body, well, basically, when you tried to bend his elbow all the way, his forearm would pop off. So, and since he's got his undershirt and the leather jacket, it was a pain in the ass to put it back on. Anyhow, I guess that covers the bad and the ugly. But, yeah, so in closing, it's a decent figure, and he's very affordable. There have been a couple of other Indiana Jones figures, especially with the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. They came out with a couple of DX versions of the figure, which are a lot more expensive. I believe this one would probably get you like maybe 50 or 60 bucks, which is not that bad. I mean, all things considered, he'll look great on your shelf. He's not meant to be played with anyway, and he comes with a base, so the items with his, the issues I had with his posability and whatnot are questionable. So, not that big of a deal. But, anyway, good figure for the price, for the right price, and I'm sure you could find it for the right price. So yeah, that was my second Sideshow figure in my countdown complete. Tune in a couple days for part 3. And which of these 3 will it be? Ooh. Take care, gang.